Hi everyone, my name's Tim Fairweather and welcome to another Brooks Price Action Weekend Market Update, and today we're going to be looking at the DAX. So let's take a look at the yearly chart just to keep it, just to mix it up. You can see on the yearly chart we've got this open gap that happens. So we have a tight bull channel. We've basically gone parabolic off the top of this channel for a bull breakout. And if we were to get a measured move target, you can see we've hit the one-to-one basically for the year. So if you bought that bull bar, put a stop below, you're at one-to-one. So I think we're probably at where we need to be around this area. It's just below 20,000, but I thought that was quite interesting, at least on the 12 monthly chart. If we get rid of all the stuff off that chart and look at, say, the quarterly, you can see the same thing. We've got, 3 bear bars in a bull trend, and then we broke above the top, and then we've got basically a small gap, but basically a breakout test, and then really good follow through. So this is what the yearly bar looks like. Strong follow through and then sideways pull back with an open gap. So we've now got an outside bar on the quarterly chart, which then brings us into the monthly, which we've been looking at each week. And you can see here, it's a little bit tighter. I thought that this was more likely a final flag in here. I'll just get rid of some of those. Just a few too many lines. I thought 1, pause 2, and then 2 legs sideways, and this was 3. This could also be a reset, but if you look at the follow through, so look at that follow through and compare that to this follow through. This one here looks a little bit like this one. We've broken out, but it's kind of going sideways. So I think it might just pull back into this tight trading range at some point. But if this monthly bar is a bull bar, then it's a new high one. So it's another buy signal. And it's a bad practice to constantly try and pick tops in a bull channel. So looking like sideways on the monthly chart, or even drifting back to, 18.5, maybe 18. I don't know. This was a pretty convincing bull bar with pretty good follow through. So I suspect if we go below that lower high, we'll probably find buyers there. Okay, let's have a look at DAX on the weekly chart. So we broke out to a new high here. We pull back and then we've got a buy signal. Okay, so this is a high one and it gets a breakout. So really good follow through. But what happened above that bar? We did not trigger a buy above that bar. So traders were happy to buy here. Traders were happy to buy in the range of this bull bar. They were happy to buy at this breakout point, but no one was too happy buying up there. They were very happy buying the moving average. And that's what gives a channel its shape. When you're in a zone like this here, let me just make it green. When you're in a zone like this, traders are buying and they're buying small and they just keep adding on because the market is saying, hey, we're going higher, 70% chance of a second leg sideways to up. In this kind of environment, traders are buying above and they're chasing the market. Once the pullbacks start to get deeper, you can see the nature of these start to change. When we were below the channel and below the moving average, it was very aggressive. When we get into the middle of the channel, it's a little bit more overlapping, and we haven't really been able to get to the top part of that channel. So I said in the prior week's video that I thought there would be buyers down here because this is a bull channel. Some might call it a small pullback, but it's basically hasn't got any good sell signals. This bear bar's got a tail. This bear bar's got a tail. This one has a tail. This barely has a bare body. So traders are buying low. Is this a good signal bar for next week? Well, it's a bull bar closing on its high in a bull channel. So yes, but will traders buy it? It's a small body and it's right in the middle of this small channel. So we'll have to see on Monday whether there are a lot of buyers looking to buy the close or buy above. I think they'll be happy to buy the midpoint and lower if they get a chance to do so. You can see as the market's been testing 19,000, it's not spending a lot of time there. For the bears, they see that as good because when the market touches a price and rockets away, that's very strong. When the market spends a lot of time at that price, it actually weakens that, area. This is an inside bar here, so that's 1, pause, 2 legs down. This is going to be a bad buy signal above this bear doji, but I think we're going to need to get up there. So, we're going to open the week at 19.3 on the cash index. So I think the first 200 or 300 points will be above that bear bar. If we do get down here, I'll be looking to buy the moving average, but I don't think I'll get a chance to do that on the weekly chart. So still always in long, can you argue? Well, this was a high one, so this is the higher low. The bears are able to actually break that higher low. So they, looking at this as a trading range, that's why we're going sideways. But if I'm ever going to trade a trading range in a channel, I want to pick the side that has the channel. So that means in this trading range, I'm looking to buy low. I'm not looking to sell high. I don't want to be selling above anything in this kind of bull channel. If I miss the buy or I miss a sell, that's okay. So weekly chart, sideways to up, we've got a buy signal and no good selling down here. So even if there are sellers, they're probably just scalping. So we'll see what happens on Monday. That's the DAX on the weekly chart. All right, let's have a look at DAX on the daily chart. So you can see we've got 3 clear legs up, and then the market's expecting 2 legs sideways to down. Is this 1, 2, or is this 1 and this 2? It's not very, very clear. And when the market's not very clear, it generally hugs the moving average and forms a tight trading range. The bears were able to get consecutive bear bars below the moving average, but what happened to the follow through here? Where was the bear bar to continue? No one wanted to sell there. Everyone wanted to sell above that bear bar here. Where were the sellers? Up there. Bears broke again to the downside. Did anyone do any follow through selling? No. Where was everyone selling? They were selling the breakout point in here and selling the moving average. This was a little bit tricky to trade last week, but I was pretty convinced we were not going to go above these bars. I spent most of the week selling because even though this was a very strong bull bar on the Friday before, it's generally not a good idea to buy the moving average. If you're in a trading range, you want to trade back to the moving average. So what do you do here? We've had a couple of legs down. We're in breakout mode. This pattern has finished. The bears see this as a bear channel and they want to sell high, expecting to get a new low, but look at all the tails down here. This is saying there's not a lot of traders looking to hold short. If traders are not holding short down here, then it's more likely this is some kind of counter trend wedge and the direction is going to be up. This was the lower high, I thought. We've got a bear breakout to a new low and then an inside bar, micro double top, new low, another inside bar. You can also argue that's an inside bar as well. That's another lower high. This is a buy signal. It's triggered and it's now gone above both of them. So I think we're always in long on the daily chart. What did the bears see? Well, this is a bull bar closing on its high in a trading range environment. What happened to all the bull bars closing on their highs in a trading range? They instantly sold off. So if this is going to be a trading range, bears will immediately sell that signal. But I think the character of this is different. We're now closing above the highs of these bear bars here. Anyone that sold down here is now definitely trapped. I'm hoping for a pullback to the moving average, maybe to the highs of these 2 days. When you're trading a bull flag, the high 3 or high 4 or a breakout pullback is a very good trade. So a buy here, stop below the lows of that flag, looking for a test of the old high and maybe higher. I've got 2 targets here. I've got a 2-to-1 target for this bull bar. I've also got a measured move of that lower high, and they're both in similar areas. Some traders will wait for a pair of bull bars closing above the moving average, but I certainly do not want to sell here. We might pull back to let those bears out, but I think it's going to be sideways to up. I don't think it's going to be tight like this. It's probably going to look like this leg or this leg. The last round of bears are up here. Anyone who is short in here, probably selling more somewhere up there, and they'll probably get a chance to exit without a loss. There are no open gaps above. The only open gaps are below. The bears had a chance here to break below and get a measured move. I was watching this bar because I wanted to see where the bulls had to scale in to get out. But you can see last week, we never got down in order to put that strong buy signal under pressure. That to me says this is much more bullish, and I think we're going to be sideways to up. Well, thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that valuable. If you're in the Brooks Price Action Trading Room, I'll see you live during the week. If not, have a great trading week, and I'll see you next weekend. Happy trading.